Wired for War, The Robotics Revolution and Conflict in the 21st Century is a best-selling book by P.W. Singer, and as the title suggests, the book is about the future of warfare and the role robotics will play in it. The author put a lot of work in this book, and it shows. There are dozens of interviews with notable figures who are considered specialists in their respective fields. I mean, there are interviews with insurgents, lawyers, politicians, scientists. Pretty much every angle is covered, and this makes the book not only well written, but also quite objective. But the book also has a lot on the history of robotics, like how mind-diffusing robots were turned down by the Pentagon and how the company then modified the robots into autonomous vacuum cleaners, now found in every store. Or how the 18th century mechanical disgusting dog and the Turk chess player inspired a generation of new thinkers and laid the foundations of robotics. Real-life anecdotes like these are found everywhere in the book, and it just shows you how funny the book is, but also how well researched it is, and although sometimes it goes a bit off topic. What surprised me the most in this book were the philosophic questions, like should human rights be applied to robots as well? If not, then for how long do you think that this can be put off? Or an even more intriguing question, how much autonomy should military robots have? For example, when a UAV spots an enemy with a 90% certainty, should the UAV be allowed to terminate the target, or should a human have the final say? And just how lethal should these robotic systems be? These are all valid questions that we will face in the near future, and once that happens, it will have a profound impact on the laws, politics and ethics of our societies. P.W. Singer talks about the many technological developments that open up new geopolitical possibilities. For example, US pilots in Nevada who fly the UAVs in Pakistan and Afghanistan, well, studies show that they have very little emotional connections to their targets. It is surprisingly easy to kill humans through an UAV and feel nothing afterwards. And this is disturbing because it changes the psychological barrier to killing, and it makes killing humans as easy as in Call of Duty games. And once you take away the emotional factor of warfare, war will become a more acceptable form of response, and that opens up the possibilities for even more wars. One more example is the development of precision-guided ammunition. As smart bombs get more and more accurate, we can expect the number of casualties to diminish in future wars. Think about it this way, what is the objective of war? Obviously, you want to take out the enemy's strategic assets like roads, bridges, factories, and supply lines. During World War II, you had to carpet bomb an entire city just to take down 2 factories. Today, you need only to fire 3 smart missiles and you have a 90% chance of hitting the targets. That has significantly lowered the number of civilian casualties. All of this means that there will be more wars in the future, but with lower number of casualties. Paradoxically, this brings up the privatization of war. Imagine private-owned companies engaging and conducting military operations for any government who can afford them. And this also highlights the theory of permanent war economy, in which war becomes so profitable for the military industries that only permanent war can sustain the world economy. Wired for War targets a broad audience. It's about everything remotely related to robotics. It has a lot of information on the many DARPA-funded technologies, like the exoskeletons for soldiers, also known as Hulk technology, or the Sword Talon drones, the Mule drones, the autonomous submarines which can technically stay submerged for decades. But it also shows how humans can have emotional connections to a drone and how soldiers learn to trust robots. So it's not just a technical book, it also has a personal side. The book has a valuable collection of interviews and you can write excellent geopolitical analysis based on that. It also provides a lot of background information and delves into history. It has hilarious moments with great anecdotes, but sometimes it feels like it's going off topic and you don't really get a straight answer. Plus, the amount of information in the book can really overwhelm the reader. But this book in the end is a treasure of knowledge, and the author unravels a philosophic question that will leave you thinking well after you finish the book. Wired for War is in my bookshelf, and if you like what you hear, you may want to check it out. This was a Caspian report by me, Shirvan. Thank you for watching, and Saru.